Duolingo crashed on the stock market even if the quarterly results were amazing. Is it time to invest in the company after the crash? Stay until the end of the video because I will share with you my complete strategy. Here we are at the levels of 2021, and this is something really interesting because since 2021 the company changed a lot, because if we go here to the fundamental part of the forecaster terminal, today in the last balance sheet we have a 748 million in revenues. If we go back to 2021, we can see how much the company was different, because it was only 250 million in sales, and this is something really interesting, guy. But by the way, let's jump to the PDF where we can find the results of Duolingo, which by the way are amazing, because what we can find here is that the daily active user skyrocketed to 50 million active daily user compared to 37 from the previous quarter, the last year quarter, the same quarter, but the previous year. Also, the monthly active users plus 20% year over year. Paid subscribers, they went from 8.6 million to 11.5 million. They increased by 34% year over year. And also the paid subscriber penetration went from 8.5% to 9%, which is amazing, guys. I can tell you, this is a very nice and amazing figure. Okay. Let's jump to the financial matrix, the highlight, and the revenue, as you can see, is 192 in the previous quarter compared to the actual 271 million, 41% growth year over year. Amazing. Total bookings 281, 33% year over year. And then net income, guys, went to 292, starting from 23 million in the previous year. We have to be completely transparent here. This number is amazing, but it's just because they had a tax assets. As you can see here in the PDF, you can see they had a state deferred tax asset resulting in one-time incoming tax benefit. It's a real income, real money, but of course it's a little bit different from the reality, because of course this is something which is coming from the taxes. And of course, if we see the quarterly results here on the forecaster, we have a very different situation. We have a very strange situation where the net income is even higher than the sales, but this is exactly for this tax situation. By the way, amazing results. And I also found and I also heard many interview from the CEO, which is Luis Bonhan, very interesting guy. And of course, you probably remember why the stock tumbled in the last month, and one of the reasons was because of ChatGPT presentation of ChatGPT 5, where they used as an example a tool created by the AI that people can use in order to learn a language. And this was together with the release of the new AirPods from Apple, with the translation inside, the real-time translation inside, and the Google Meet translation tool. Something that hit very hard Duolingo on the stock market. But by the way, we have some very interesting notes from the CEO. And for example, he said in a very nice interview at the CBS, we are not worried about ChatGPT or Gemini. People won't stop learning languages just because a computer does it better. Just like people didn't stop playing chess when computer became better at it. And this sentence really touched me because it's true. I mean, we already know that many things are done much better by the computer, but we just didn't stop to do it. We now have the ability to teach as effectively as a one on one tutor, but in a more engaging way. If we can achieve that, this business could reach billions of active users, not just hundreds of millions. We are talking about a company, guys, which has at the moment, as we can see here on the official papers, 50 million daily active users. Do you know how many active users has Instagram, for example? Probably you don't know because it's not a public number, but all the research suggests that Instagram has 500 million users. 500. It means that Duolingo is just 10 times smaller than Instagram. And this is an amazing figures, guys. It's really amazing, in my opinion. By the way, let's go on with this slide. Our chess course is our fastest growing offering. It's growing faster than languages, math, or music. There's huge demand for learning chess. And guys, Duolingo started with the language classes, with the language courses, and they just added chess courses 3 months ago. So at the moment, in the revenues and in the numbers of the company, we are not seeing, we are not watching the results made by chess, which is the fastest growing offer for Duolingo. And they also partnered with Luckin Coffee, the Starbucks of China, in over 26,000 stores and sold more than 10 million Duolingo branded drinks in 2 weeks. We didn't make or spend money, but the brand exposure was huge and directly boosted our daily active user in Asia. So, everything nice. The numbers are amazing. The metrics are amazing. The financial metrics are amazing. But what happened to the stock? Very simple, guys. This company, and you can clearly read exactly this, decided not to focus on the monetization of their product, but they decided to focus on the long-term growth and on the long-term base of clients. So they said, we don't want to exaggerate at the moment our monetization. We don't want to gain money at all cost. We can see a longer term opportunity, but we have to build a very strong base. We have to build a very strong product. And in order to do this, we need to have data. We need to have a lot of people using every day our platform, our service. And so we don't want to monetize everything we can right now because we see an opportunity to grow a lot in the future. And nowadays, this is something that markets doesn't like. This is something that already happened, for example, with Ferrari few days ago, guys. Do you remember we talked about Ferrari? And this is exactly what happened to Ferrari. At the investor days, Ferrari CEO Vigna said, we don't want to become like Porsche. We don't want to become a massive product. We don't want to have very, very big number. We would like to stay focused on create a very nice car, a very niche car. And so we will grow, we will make money, but we will never become a company with an incredible amount of cars sold. And this is what happened. Because at the moment, don't ask me why, but the investor wants to see short-term results. Probably because we are on a very top we are very high with the stock market. We are growing since many years. And so investors are scared and they are looking for the short term investments and short term return. But by the way, this is not we are looking as investor in Duolingo. And this strategy that look at the long term really sounds good for me. Because I would like to tell you something, guys. Look at this chart. This is the chart of Netflix at the really beginning of the listing. And look, the shares started here, they went down a little bit, and then they skyrocket until starting from less than $1, they went to $5. And then here, exactly like what is happening in Duolingo, look, they tumbled. Do you know what was the problem here? The management decided to focus on the long-term growing instead of focusing on the monetization of their product. And do you know what's happened lately? Look, this is Netflix. This is Netflix, guys. They started at less than $1. They are now at more than $1,000 per shares. Okay? And the drop we had at the beginning, it's even impossible to see it because it's something too small for that for this chart. Okay? And at that time, believe me, I went back in the past to see all the news, to see all the analysts' reports, all the analyst analysis, and they were talking about Netflix exactly. A lot of people are talking about Duolingo right now. And so, guys, I really see the drop we recently had in Duolingo as a huge opportunity of investment for the long run. And this is why you are probably familiar with my real account. Here we are. Do you know, I share with you, I sold almost all my positions and I more than doubled my position in Duolingo, which is now the second biggest position, second only to Bitcoin in my real portfolio. And just to be completely transparent with you, I just bought other 29 shares today because they are still going down. And believe me, I really think in the long run, Duolingo can do exactly what happened to Netflix. Okay? Because of course now everybody is scared, but this company is really well positioned in order to do a 10x in prices. What do you think about it, guys? Do you think it's a good example? Do you think it's something that can really happen to Duolingo? Because, guys, I really think that this company is really growing well. This company is an amazing company. And also, if we analyze the numbers of the income statement and the balance sheet, also the artificial intelligence can see some really real negative points in analyzing the company, okay? Because this is a company which is amazing. And by the way, if we go back to Netflix at the beginning of the company career, let's say, on the stock market, they were losing money at the time. Duolingo is already making money, and Duolingo has the opportunity to transform what started with languages in something people will use in order to learn everything, because they can add every kind of course. For example, I really think this company can really be the Airbnb of courses. I really think this company can be huge. And at the moment, the company is only listed in the Russell 2000, but I really think it will be sooner or later inside the S&P 500, and we can really see this company climbing in the S&P 500. Anil, yes, it makes sense. The numbers look well. I haven't invested yet. I will consider over the coming days. Of course, as you can see, I have stocks. I am invested in this company also with other accounts and also with my company's account. So, I mean, I'm a little bit biased, of course, but what I'm looking right now on the stock market is that only few stocks, like Nvidia, for example, are growing. And this is something that a little bit scares me, because if we go here, give me a second. Yes, let me open another slide I prepared for you. I went back to a very nice book I read so far, and the name of the book is The Crowd, The Study of the Popular Mind by Gustave Le Bon. This is a book, a very important book, an historical book that is talking about the behavior of the crowd. And here we have 3 points I read on this book, which are very interesting. For example, at the moment, in order to analyzing what is happening right now on the stock market. And the first one is emotional contagion and earned behavior. In crowds, emotions spread by contagion. Individual rationality disappears. Okay. This is the foundation of speculative bubbles and panic selling. When everyone buys because it's going up or sells because it's going down, we are witnessing crowd behavior. The irrational trader become Le Bon isolated individual, the one who stays clear-handed when the crowd loses control. If we go to the point number 2, we can see that the crowds respond more to symbols and evocative words than to reasoning. So, for example, investors react to simplified narratives like AI revolutions, rates cuts, gold safe haven. Media outlets and influencers act as charismatic leaders capable of steering collective behaviors. Number 3, loss of critical thinking. In a crowd, the individual give up their ability to think independently. This is the root of behavioral biases: confirmation bias, herd behavior, FOMO, fear of missing out. Investors tend to trust dominant opinions more the actual data. And this is exactly what is happening right now, guys. This is exactly what is happening right now. We, as investors, stock market, we are attracted from everything which is building data center and everything which is very close, or if everything which is Nvidia. And there are so many nice company which are going down in the stock market, which are tumbling, but with great numbers. Look at this number, guys. This is a company which is growing a lot and has a very visionary CEO that can see the future and is driving this company for a long term success and not just a short term monetization. Okay. And I'm a little bit afraid because going back to read this book about the crowd behavior, I really think that the stock market is going up just because the AI revolution, but at the end of the day, it's becoming every day more and more dangerous. And the market is not looking at all that company like Duolingo that already found a way to monetize artificial intelligence. Remember, guys, I show you a few weeks ago Cisco system stocks. They are now at a very high, at the top. But if we go back to more than 20 years, guys, look, this was the year 2000. This ecosystem, which was building the infrastructure for the internet, went up a lot and then crashed. And it took more than 20 years to go back to this level. And guys, who is building right now the data center are the same company like Cisco who built the internet infrastructure in 2000. Okay. In the meanwhile, in all this period, we had many companies, like, for example, Amazon, Apple, Meta, that took internet and they used the internet in order to create a product, to create a service. Okay. And this is exactly what is happening right now, in my opinion, with artificial intelligence. We have many companies like Nvidia, Oracle, and all these kind of companies that we are talking about every day that are building the infrastructure. But are we sure that in the long term, who is building the infrastructure of AI will be a winner, or they will be just like Cisco Systems, someone who struggled for many years and took more than 20 years to go back to these levels? I think that Duolingo is now the company to invest in for the long run because of this, because Duolingo is one of the company that already found a way to monetize and to gain money, to make money from the artificial intelligence. Okay? What do you think about it? I really would like to see your thoughts in the comment, in the chat. Of course, if you're looking the recorded version of this webinar, you can write your comment in the comment section of the video. But that's it. I mean, now, if you are not close to Nvidia, you are not growing in the stock market. And for example, we also know a company which is very nice. We are talking about, for example, Zoetis. Look at this company. Look at the earnings. Look at the sales, guys. The company is growing, and we are now back at the same level of 2019. If we go to the fundamental part and we see here this company in the last balance sheet, we have 9.2 billion in sales, and we are at the same price of 2019, where the company was making 6.26 billion in sales. I mean, we have a company which almost doubled. Okay. Do you, Zoetis, by the way, we can ask to our forecaster AI agent, is a company that operates in the healthcare sector, specifically focusing on animal health. Health. So, do you think animals will disappear from this planet? Come on, guys. No, they will not. And believe me, they will grow because nobody's doing child anymore. We are doing child one, maybe when we get old, more than 40. And that's it. I mean, what's happening? The market is really in, is crazy. I mean, the crowd, which is the market, is now crazy because they respond only to symbols and evocative words. And at the moment, right now, the markets respond only to AI revolution, which is an evocative word. Okay? That's it, guys. So this is why I doubled down my bet on Duolingo. I really believe in the long term. I mean, this is exactly what we are doing at Forecaster. We are not looking at the short-term monetization, but we are investing in giving you every day more and more things inside our software. And believe me, for Christmas, which is very close right now, we will have different different new features that we will give it to you, and you will be very happy. So we are doing exactly what Duolingo is doing in his app. We are doing exactly the same. So I can't be more excited to invest in this company, which has a long-term view for the future. Okay. Next week, guys, don't lose the webinar because we will talk only about trading. We will deep dive in the quantum screener, and um, I will show you my strategy in order to find the best trading, not investing, trading opportunity on the market. I will share with you my strategy, and believe me, you will love it because I will give you a complete strategy to use on every instrument you want. We will start from the S&P 500 stocks, but it's applicable to all the instrument you will find in the forecaster. Yes, it will be next week, exactly like today, but next week. And don't worry, Mohamed, if you will be on a flight, just register to the event. You will get the recorded version of the webinar. Okay. Last but not least, if you like the Forecaster terminal, guys, please go to Google, write Forecaster.biz, and please go here to the review page and leave us a review. It's very important for us. We are really fighting to let our software known all across the globe, and your review are very important for us, especially if you mention that inside the forecaster we use artificial intelligence, and we were among the first to receive to implement the artificial intelligence, by the way, like Duolingo. If you have 2 minutes and you can do on Google review, and also in Trustpilot, I can also share the link with you in this case. If you are looking at the recorded version of the video, you will find the link in the description. If you can write also a review here, thank you very much, because reviews in the age of artificial intelligence are really important for us, for the product. And so thank you very much if you will take 2 minutes in order to write us a review mentioning the AI. Okay. Anil, I remember watching you trading video webinar based on seasonality. This made me buy Forecaster subscription. Thank you very much. And next week we will deep dive in a very powerful and nice strategy I will share with you, and you will love it. Thank you, Philip. Yes, George, you will get the recorded version via email. So don't worry. You are here, so you are already registered, so you will get it. Yes, Andrew, don't worry because we are working a lot at developing the software, and the screener is something we are working exactly right now, and we will give you something you can even not imagine how powerful it would be. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed. See you next week. Ciao.